Well, I used to be a Macindoe physiotherapist for Richmond Football Club and Olympic Park sportsman. And then I found out I'm in Macindoe MSA sufferer.
Multiple system atrophy is a primary neurodegenerative condition, and it's associated with parts of the brain and the nervous system dying back. They're caused or they're spread by a previously normal protein going rogue. Why the protein turns from a normal function to an abnormal function is not clear. MSA is unique. It often affects people earlier in life than, say, Parkinson's disease, and it's definitely more progressive than typical multiple sclerosis. So the symptoms and signs and problems accumulate at a faster rate than many other conditions that might affect people in their 40s or 50s.
So key symptoms that we see in multiple system atrophy are a lot of sympathetic nervous system involvement. So we start to see people having difficulties in maintaining blood pressure. So orthostatic hypotension or dropping your blood pressure when you're going from sitting to standing, or even going from a cold space to a warm space can be quite dramatic to the point where someone actually faints. We see people developing significant problems with bowel elimination, and constipation is a huge issue. And bladder elimination becomes a major issue as well, where people aren't able to effectively evacuate their bladders and often need to have a catheter popped in. Males often have difficulties with impotence, and that's often a very early symptom of MSA. Other signs and symptoms which are more global are progressive stiffness of all the muscles in the body, including the muscles that are responsible for swallow and speech. So as the illness progresses, communication and maintaining hydration and nutrition can become even more challenging as well.
For me, balance is most affected. Strength, anything Parkinson's suffers, along with blood pressure, thermoregulation, sweating, speech obviously gets affected, and people at my stage who got diagnosed that long is often driven in medicine by this stage. 6 to 9 years is a common post-diagnosis, and it's like watching someone get old quickly before your eyes.
Multiple system atrophy was first described in the mid-1960s, and it's becoming increasingly understood and recognised by specialists in the field. There's no single test for it, and people who experience symptoms of MSA will have very similar symptoms to patients who have Parkinson's disease. For that reason, the diagnosis can be difficult.
I've had a few doctors actually say to me, "What is MSA?" Apparently about one GP will see one case in the career, and it's pretty rare.
We estimate that there's probably about 2,500 Australians live with MSA at any one time. Because of the difficulty in actually finding a diagnosis of the condition, it's sometimes a case where people never get diagnosed. We see a rate of diagnosis slowly increasing because we're getting better at investigating and certainly recognising some of these conditions.
Now, one of the unique things about the neurodegeneration in MSA is we've found virtually no evidence of a genetic link with MSA. There's really no true families that carry a genetic trait that predisposes many members of the family to it. But it's an area of research that's being looked very closely at. At the moment, we don't know what the principal cause is. We don't know what the principal cause of almost all neurodegenerative diseases are. Diagnosing someone with MSA is a difficult conversation to have. It's a conversation where, sure, it explains a whole lot of symptoms that the person has been experiencing prior to coming to the consultation. But the consultation ends with a discussion that we don't have a cure for this, that these problems are present, are likely to be present into the future, and are likely to get worse over a period of time, a time frame that is too short.